Hello and welcome to yet another Hoya that I love, and this one is truly among my favorites. I talked a lot about this plant on my channel, and it is Hoya pandurata. Now I will show you my favorite clone of this plant right now, but I do have another one and you will see how different they are and why I prefer this one. So look at that. That is just gorge, gorge, gorge. Can you believe this was a cutting last year? I do believe it was last year when I got this from Betsy. It is Hoya pandurata splash from Vietnam, and it is a super fast grower, a beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, stunning plant. She has given many offsprings now, and as you can see, she's still quite big. She does take up a significant amount of the space, and I will tell you where I keep her, but just look at the blooms too. This is not the showiest she has been. I do have a not so great photo when the entire branch was just covered in buds. It had like 5, 6 peduncles in bloom. But it's just such a beautiful plant and really one of my favorites for, I don't even think I need to tell you. I think the reasons are obvious. That's not sulfur, that is splash. She's just so good. So good. Okay, Hoya pandurata. This plant comes from China, from Vietnam, Myanmar, and Laos, and probably has been found in several other places. This clone that I have here was sold to me, or actually gifted to me, as Hoya pandurata from Vietnam. There is some difference here. I have seen some plants that are sold under the same name. They look slightly different than mine with less splash, but I'm just keeping the name as is because that's how I got it under. It is a beautiful Hoya. The flowers in this are yellow and very, very nice flowers. They smell like clove, very frequent bloomer, I would say, and very easy to get to bloom among the pandurata clones that I have, which I have two. I did forget to mention this one. This is also Hoya pandurata. This is Pandurata subspecies angustifolia, and you can see she has narrower leaves. And when we just compare them, you can see to the regular pandurata how those leaves are narrow, or to the splashy one, which is up here. You can just see the contrast in those leaves. It is still very small, so we'll see how she grows. But yeah, so I do actually have 3 different clones of Hoya pandurata. And I would rate this as second. I still love my splashy one more. Now, I will just quickly show you the other one, which does not fall under my favorites, but gotta show you. This one has more orangey flowers. I don't think I have super good photos of this one. Sorry, there is just some. Oh wow. Okay, so there was a cell. There's sap mess. Um, I need to. For the love of God. There was a bubble here, and I just thought it was like a spot from sap, but it was just filled with sap and it burst as I touched it. It's quite inappropriate to happen in a video, if you ask me. Now they're tangled. Okay, well, this is not going according to the plan. Okay, so this is my other clone of Hoya pandurata, and slightly, well, not slightly, a lot darker and a lot messier. I don't love this one as much. I just think she looks a bit messy. I think maybe with some trimming we can get something nicer, but let me just go back a bit so you can see what that looks like. I don't know if light is doing us any favors, but I really wish I could show you true side by side, but I think it's very clear why I like the other one more. It's not that I hate this one. I actually grew to like the look of this, especially in my Hoya wall, which is where it only looks nice. But these are plants that are, I think the term is like epiphytic shrub for these plants. And I honestly sometimes do wonder, how do they grow in nature? Not because of the messy look, but because of how thirsty they are. I find them to be very, very thirsty. This one, it's been underwatered so many times and they're quick to recover, which is interesting. Even though I can see dry rot, it's very obvious to me there is dry rot. She's really quick to recover when you give her water. So this was very soft the other day, but now it is just firm. So I think the roots work really well. I think it's maybe even normal in nature for this plant to go through these dry periods and then to be able to recover that quickly, because honestly they just drink so much water. Even the other one, which is in self-watering pot, it drinks a tremendous amount of water. It's really not normal if you ask me. They have a problem. Despite how much water they want, they don't actually lose leaves that frequently. This one has lost a couple of leaves, but I think that was really more due to mites or high light. You will see some damaged leaves here, and I definitely, some of my trimming was not the best. I think I may remove this entire vine here because it's like, what the heck have I done? Other than that, they are really, really resilient plants. Very easy to grow. Both of them are very easy to grow. They do really well in my humidity here, which is again 65, 66%. It goes less, and they have no issue growing on my Hoya wall. This one, I would say the feel of the leaves is different. They're very suede and very, very dark green. I don't despise the leaves. I really like them. I think they're nice. But to me, the other one is just nicer because it's so splashy. I mean, the shape of these leaves also very nice. I think my biggest issue with this one is that the plant just kind of looks, whatever, and that the leaves do get easily damaged in high light. My friend Jolie told me that she did expose her plant to high light and it was fine. When I exposed mine to high light in the tent, they burned, and you can still see some of that burn here on the leaves. I did cut off a vine that was severely burned, so I don't know. I also don't find this clone to be very giving with blooms. It's bloomed only once, and you can see the size. It does make peduncles, a lot of them, at every node, but this one just does not want to bloom for me that frequently. But the other one just does it all the time. And they are basically next to one another on my Hoya grow wall, which is, if you're gonna grow these plants, I really think just put them on a wall. Put them on a wall. Otherwise, they're gonna annoy you. They do really, really well on the wall, and this one blooms so frequently. I would say every couple of months you can expect her to bloom, maybe slightly less. But the thing is, once she blooms for a long time. The flowers easily last a week, even longer than that, and she will produce a lot of the buds. I think, again, this is perhaps a bit of a fluke here, because she just had her, I think, blooming moment where there was just a lot of buds on it. But this is growing in a self-watering pot, and she is a tremendous grower. Grows really fast, really pendant growth here. As you can see, this is all from a single cutting. She will also branch out further. And I don't think this can particularly get long. It seems to me that once she gets to some length, the other one too, she stops growing and then she will push another branch. So she really wants to make this like a fan. It seems to me, at least, that she doesn't continue growing indefinitely. Maybe in natural conditions, maybe for you she grows indefinitely, but for me, you can really see this seems what happens. They grow up to a certain length and after that they stop. Similarly with Polinera, for me, she doesn't grow super long, but instead she has this set length and then she stops and then she branches out and pushes out new growth, and then we make a nice bush, which I don't mind with this one. With the other one, it's a bit annoying. This is in cocoa peat and perlite. As you can see, generous amount of perlite in a self-watering pot and already dry. This one actually has been filled out several days ago. Quite a nice root system here that has been made. But the reservoir is empty and it will take underwatering. I never recommend underwatering, but it happens because this one is really, really thirsty for me. I mean, when I push my finger, I can't even first of all do it because the roots are really matted. There's just so many, but I don't think I will actually repot this one. She'll just have to get used to it, but it's dry all the way down. Sometimes I try to stay on top of watering with these, but even if I don't, they will really, really fast recuperate. So very grateful plants, even if they look a bit messy. I think, again, this is the best looking clone. I don't have the silver one. I might want to get that. I really think they make a nice addition to my Hoya wall. Even the other one, even though I complain about it, you can make them work really nicely. You really get the jungly vibes, and that's the reason why I keep them. I mean, I keep this one for more than that. I just really love the leaves, photographs really well, blooms all the time, smells nice. It's not overpowering. Even when I had like several peduncles here, 6, 7, it really wasn't something that you could smell. It is also super easy to propagate. You can take 1, 2 note cuttings, wait for the leaves to firm up. That's my recommendation. Don't do it if the leaves are not firm. That's my recommendation for every Hoya. So wait for them to firm up, and then you can take 1 node, 2 nodes, easy to root in water, in cocoa peat and perlite, in any mix really, and they start to grow really fast. Mine instantly, Betsy sent me a cutting, instantly started to grow, and once they're established, they take off. For me, they have been very resilient to mites, to mealybugs, have not attracted any, and I think that's because she doesn't make really a tremendous amount of nectar. I don't think I've ever seen a nectar on this plant. When it comes to light, I would put this towards lower light for Hoyas or something like that. I think this is really a plant that doesn't love super highlight. It's on the bottom of my grow wall. That's where I keep it, and she grows really well and really fast. That is, I think, a 70 watt light. It's actually a 350 watt light, but dimmed to about, I don't know how many percent. I think it's 50 or 70 watts in the end. So really far away from the light, but she does really well. Of course, that doesn't mean that you cannot grow her all the way up. It really depends what your light is. I see that a lot of people, grow something like this really close to the Barina light, and that's not super powerful. I think that's like 10 watts or something like that. So I personally consider that medium or lower light. So maybe I have issues with what I consider a medium or lower light, but to me, I would say this is a low light. Actually, you can see my grow wall there. So slightly above that platycerium fern, that's where she grows, the staghorn. A little bit above that is where I put it. So I don't know, to me that's low light. Is it realistically? Probably not. Probably it's more of a medium light situation. So no really issues with humidity, with anything. Really nice plant to grow, really grateful, and I don't think you will regret getting this plant, especially if you end up getting this particular clone. It's very cute. Ooh, look at that. My goodness, I just love you. Mwah. I think that's an indicator we should finish this video. So thank you for watching, and join me next time when we take a look at another Hoya. Bye! She's waving. That's waving. I will drop it. I would like to take some time to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons. My 3 anonymous patrons, Alex Von Siebenthal, Amber Clear, Amber Kosher, Anne Margaret Moen, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, and C. Aspen Drake, Patsy, Bougie Panda, Brad Noble, Catherine Molina, Colleen Coyle Levi, Daniela Danube Daniels, Daria Kaminska, Dili Heredia, Deanne Sikorsky, Dipanjali Rao, Edith W., Erin Keenan, Ellen Isakson, Farah, Gathering Moss, Gina Geise, Go Green Tropical, Heather Uppenkamp, Hoji Scott, Hoya Heather, Jamie Arsenault, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chia, Yovan Denot, Kara, Catherine P, Casey Gross, Callie Cook, Callie Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, Leplan de Steph, Lisa Marie, MPLS, Lori J. Revert, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Marcelia Novosansky, Maria Stein, Marina Yarmolik, Maria West, Maris B, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michael Curley, Michelle Heron, Nicole Ferranti, Mirka Grun Rus, Moa Edmond, Nelly Yang, Niha Basu, Nicole Maroney, Nguyen, Nita Macy, PJ Plan the Druid, Rachel Peterson, Robin L. Jennings, Sandra Cornelius, Sherry Kumar, Stephanie H2O, Tessa Martins, Tia B, TJWO, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Wendy Foreman, Wendy Rossman, Xenia Green, Youth of the Walamut, Zaira Rivera, Zordarama, and Zlokov Niponi. A big thank you to my $3 patrons, Angelina Farran, Kilon Constance, Daryl De Rosario, Catherine Parsons, Lindsay Ann, Lisa Helling, Ella Lindberg, Nella, Nerdy Kathy, Saik Sarah, Ringlov, and Tang Watana Cool. And a thank you to my $1 patrons, one anonymous patron, Alice Borlin, Brandon Pacheco, Christina Greengrass, Colleen Coyle Levi, Couture Helvetica, Emilia Bronson, Joanna Pearson, Jolie Sullivan, Jonas Barr, Hjorth Larson, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Lauren M, Lori Ann Subramaniam, Luzmin Fernandez, Neely Spicer, Olivia Chin Mueller, and Tracy the Eye Biller.